Say hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, no. I caught him in the action. You see it? Do you all see it? Hope you see it. Hey, where are you going with that? Come back here. What are you doing? What do you got? What does he have? Hey, everyone. It's Rita. And look, that's Teddy Bear off with something. And that's our poor dear Benji with his little... hey, come here, you. Benji, come and say hi. Ben. Oh, he's found something. Hey, guys. How are you today? I am... Let's see. I'm going to share this. Okay. So it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue, and you got to see those silly corgis. Good morning. Hello, Terry. Hi, Joe. Yeah. So this morning we're doing, because it's Mystery Material Monday, we're doing a broadcast on debossing. But I also realized that debossing is kind of not a material, so I threw in a couple of different materials, including some holographic craft board that I'm going to show you. This is craft board in a foil sampler, holographic neon. And also I'm just now finishing up the glitter cardstock for one of these deboss. So what we're going to talk about debossing and all of that stuff and more today on Cricut Chat. So let's see. I've got this Christmas tree that's coming out. Good morning. Yeah, they're cute, all right. They're little rascals. They're rascals. As soon as I asked him to say hello, he grabbed something from my off topic. What's my favorite color? Pink. Pink is my favorite color. All kinds of pink. And green. I like green too. But pink and green together I love. Anyway, what's yours? Hi, everyone. Okay, so good morning. I hope you all are well. It is seriously crazy raining out here on the East Coast, and I have this thing that just came off of my maker, and I want to show you it. Blue's your favorite. Happy Monday, everyone. The Monday before Thanksgiving here, at least in the U.S. I know that in Canada, you already celebrated your Thanksgiving. But we're getting ready, making pies, cleaning the house, even though nobody's coming over. It's just sort of a ritual, I think, now. So I hope you all have plans for Thanksgiving feasts, even if it's just with the few people you live with. Yeah, it's raining super hard here. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to go on because... a couple of people in my neighborhood said they lost power. But it might have been earlier in the day or early this morning, because I had power this morning. And, so I thought, yay. Now let's see, we have, a short week this week in terms of Cricut Chat, because we won't have one on Thursday, but I might sneak one in on Wednesday night, since a lot of people are home and just sort of doing things on Wednesday night. So be aware of that. And then we'll have another one on Friday. Even though it's Black Friday, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere this year for Black Friday. I usually will go out, but not this year. Anyway, so I hope you all are well, and today is the start of a new week, the week of Thanksgiving. Let's see, what are we going to do? I have a Christmas countdown that I want to show you, a Christmas countdown project that I want to show you this week, and a couple of other really cool things. And once we pass Thanksgiving, it's all holidays from there. So we're going to be working all holidays from now on until the beginning of the new year. But I have some really great news in that I remember telling you that I I gave away my Cricut Explore Air 2, and then I found out I kind of needed it. So I was able to pick one up, actually. No ball playing, okay? No ball playing. Not right now, okay? So I was able to pick one up at Walmart, of all places. They're going to ship it to me. They are on sale everywhere, the Air 2s. I think I saw them at Joann's and Michael's, Walmart, and of course Cricut. But Target had them too, but a lot of them were sold out. Yeah, I don't have any immunity. I know. Yeah, yay, Christmas. Christmas holidays, though. I want to do Hanukkah and New Year's and Yule and maybe even, I don't know too much about Kwanzaa or some other ones, but I'll do a little research anyway. But anyway, so the good news is, and I'm going to get my Explore Air 2 sent to me, and so I'm going to do a start to finish unboxing. So for anybody who's watching, who is like, maybe they have a Joy and they're buying an Explore Air 2 or a Maker or whatever, and they want to see what they are to expect, or if you have a machine sitting somewhere in the box and you're not really sure what to do with it, then we'll do that kind of thing. I got, Festivus. Festivus would be fun. What color did I get? I actually got the emerald green. I think it's going to be like this, this guy. I think this is the green color I got, but I wasn't super concerned about the color so much as I wanted to buy one because they were all like out of stock. And so I think even on the Cricut site, they've been pretty short-handed or short-stocked on some of them. Anyway, so we're going to do that. And then whenever they send me my replacement Maker, if it comes all boxed up, we'll do an unboxing on that one too. And that way people will not be afraid to open those boxes and get working on these projects, right? What do you say all the time? Festivus for the rest of us? Yeah, such a fun thing, isn't it? Okay, so, hey, let's talk. It's Monday, Material Monday, and somebody asked me about this. It's a deboss tool. How do you know it's a deboss tool? Because it has a number 21. Can you see it? 21, there. And it's part of this adaptive tool system, which I think I've shown you before, has like a little plunger here on the top. You press the plunger and this tip comes off. And you keep the plunger depressed and then you put in a new tip. It's on there once you take your finger off the plunger. There are many tips. I'm going to show you the ones that I have. So there are let's see, this is a perforation one. This one is the double scoring wheel. This one is the wavy blade. This one's the engraving one. It's very sharp. We're going to show you that another time too. And this is the single scoring wheel. Lori Billings, did I get your message? No. I didn't, but I will tell you yesterday I was kind of busy at home and I didn't check all my messages. What's that? This tool, the tool center. What do they call this? The tool holder, I don't know, but not just for people who have makers. I think too, people have explored, they could have, several of the other things like the foil. So you put the things in here on the top. There's a deep cut blade, and then, the other things, yes, those are for, I love the tool caddy too. And actually my tool caddy, of course, has taken a number of tumbles on the ground and it's never cracked or anything. I mean, I'm not going to hit it with a hammer or anything, but it's really sturdy. It's not like a cheapo little thing, and it comes open like this. There's the bottom. and then you put your tips in the top. Oh, the deboss tip. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can do those things. So anyway, so what is debossing? Debossing is putting depression. No, debossing only works for the maker. Okay. So, some of these tools that I'm showing you only work for the maker, and I'm just showing you them because so you can see what your options are. And it is very possible that Cricut will come out with more tools like they did with the foil for the Explore. Okay, but in this particular case, this one only works with the maker, and it has sort of this little cog there, and that's because the maker has this in their clamp. Okay, so that's why in this adaptive tool system, all of these run with this little cog thing. And the way that that cog works is it turns this around. And I'm going to show you how it looks, okay? Anyway, so debossing came out last year along with Perforation, Wavy blade, and engraving. And they all work for the maker. So if those are things that you want to learn how to do, Perforation, to be honest, debossing is of those, debossing is the most useful, I think. Engraving, if you wanted to get into engraving, that would be a cool thing to do. So, but Perforation and Wavy blade, I have to play with them some more because I haven't found a lot of great uses for them. I did do like these little ticket things for the Perforation, and I could probably come up with a lot of different ideas. I was sitting here thinking this morning, if I just had an endless amount of time and energy, I could just play all day, every day with this machine and still not run out of ideas. So it's a little hard sometimes to pick the projects that we're going to be doing because there's so many to show you. And then the machines are slightly different, but pretty much most of them are, they do the same thing and they cut out and create things. But anyway, so what is debossing? Debossing is the opposite of embossing. A lot of people know what embossing is because they might have what are called embossing folders. An embossing folder is like a little plastic folder that you put paper in, and on the either side of those folders is like a design, right? Like in kind of like almost like a cookie press kind of thing, and then you put it in there, and then you roll it through a machine, and when you take it out, there is an image in there that is raised from the paper that you put in there. That's called embossing or dry embossing. There's also a wet embossing, which is more of a stamping technique where you stamp like a glue-like substance on your paper and then sprinkle powder on it, and then you sprinkle a little powder on, you take off the extra, and then you apply heat, and that heat creates an emboss. Emboss meaning above. It's like a raised effect. Deboss is an indent, okay? And so this is an indent effect. And I am hoping that my lighting is going to hold up here. But so this is an example of deboss on regular cardstock. It's really very nice, and I like this, but I think that it's much prettier when you do it on a shiny material. Oops, here we go. I particularly liked this star because you see, when you're looking on the back, nothing happens here on the back, but on the front, it actually presses into this paper and creates these sort of divots, right? And so when I went to do this, I tried it on a number of different materials. This is vellum, so it worked on vellum. This is that holographic craft board. Here's regular cardstock, and this one is that holographic craft board in pink, And I did it really large so you could kind of see it. And then this was the one in glitter. See that? I honestly don't think that the glitter is really that wow. I really like the shiny, but I like shiny things anyway. But I think this could be really useful too to use it on regular cardstock. So in vellum, it does do vellum, but I don't know, maybe it's this is the wrong image for vellum. So I'm going to show you like how to change an image to deboss and maybe how to find a few. I have these things that I cut out, which I found from a grouping it's a new grouping, and I called them embellies or embellishments. Okay, bye, Dawn. Oh, Dawn's got a dentist appointment. Thanks for letting us know, Dawn. Okay, so anyway, these are images that were not specifically set to be debossed, and I suppose if I got a chance to play with this even more, I could figure out even more ideas here, but these are particularly they're like a Christmas thing. I think deboss works when it's part of a total design, so something that I was even thinking, I wonder if foil would work with deboss. I don't know. I'm not sure that it would because it's like a depression in the paper, but there are very specific there are some very, very specific materials that this works for. It doesn't work on, say, vinyl. Like I thought I would try like this holographic sparkle vinyl, but it won't work on the vinyl. It only works on and even thin paper. It's it's sort of stuck to the back of my mat. When I did, for instance, I did this cardstock, which isn't necessarily thin, but because the deboss really is pushing down and pressing into it, it really pressed my paper into the mat, and which made it a little hard to come off right here in the back. I mean, you're not going to see the back, but it was just something I wanted to show you. So yeah, and somebody's suggesting maybe coloring. Scoring stylus. Yeah, I suppose you could do that. I've only ever used scoring stylus for straight lines. I don't know if it would do this. And the really cool thing about the deboss is that it moves around, you see, and it has like a little tiny roller ball. I don't know. It feels like almost like the tip of a pan. And I'm going to show you how it works. Anyway, so what do we do? How do we make these images so that they're going to work with deboss? Let me go to a new canvas, and I'm just going to go to images. And I think what I did was I went to image sets and I chose drawn, the word drawn. Because it brought up a lot of these like drawn images here. And I started off this way, but I think that you can make some changes. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I started off with drawn, and then I was looking for Christmassy kind of things. So where is my Christmas? Okay, so drawn Christmas embellishments. This is where I got those embellishments from. And so I chose them and put them into my canvas. And then to change it to, because right now it's going to be draw. If you look over here, you see draw and you see cut. Okay, so if I didn't make any changes to this would use a pen and it would draw it out instead of debossing it. But I want to show you how to change it to deboss. So I'm isolating this layer, the draw layer, and I'm going to go over here to a line type, and instead of draw, I'm going to choose deboss. And it changes it. It makes it look like kind of deeper, but that's it. I mean, that's it. If you have an existing image that has, like, say, drawn elements, and you want to change those drawn elements to deboss. It's the same sort of situation for foil, for any other thing. You're just changing the line type. Then I started getting fancy, and I went to images, and I chose a nice thing that I like. It's called a nice grouping called Quilted Christmas Ornaments. So, or Quilted Ornaments is called, right? And I love this set. It makes the really most beautiful little quilted ornament. And so I chose ones that I had, that I found here that had 2 layers, and I'm going to tell you why. So in this case, this has 2 layers. Let's pull this one in. All right. And it's another star. So, and I'm going to make it big just so you can see what I'm doing here. So in this case, we have this 2 layers. Ungroup this. And you see this one here is your cut layer that you would do in, I don't know, contrasting color. But then you can take this layer and you can change it to, deboss. But the only thing that you'd have to do here, and this is getting fancy with it, so is that you would have to duplicate this. All right. And then what you would do is change this to deboss. You see that? And then you would take this duplicate one and first of all, when you do change it with deboss, you're going to go back and use your contour feature, and you're going to take out the circle and the space around it, because you don't want that to be debossed. Okay. So then we're going to do our duplicate, and we're going to hide all of the contours except for the outline around it. Right? And we're going to arrange this so it's in the back like this. See that? And then we're going to choose them both, and we're going to hit attach. So now we're going to have a debossed image, no cutouts. Okay, so we really don't need this section. I suppose we could have just kept, use that instead of duplicating it too. But so now we have a cutout that's just going to be debossed. Okay, and it is a really pretty. It's a really pretty type of effect that, but you have to be sure that you're putting in, wow, the rain is coming down like crazy right now. I can actually hear it. You have to really make sure you're going to put those cut lines all around it. Okay. So let me show you how this works. Let me hide this guy, and we'll just do our star. Okay, so here's the star, and I'm changing it to be 5 inches. 5 inches, fine. So I'm going to hit make it. There's really nothing to do here except to just show you. It says fine deboss and then cut. It's called fine deboss here. I don't know why. It's just deboss. There's no distinction between fine and bold or anything like that. Deboss is deboss, right? So, and then we're going to go to our materials, and here is what we get. Now, these are my favorites. So, as you can see, out of my 12 favorites, only 3 of them are showing up. So this is a very limited material set that we work with. And when we go to all materials, you'll see, it does cardstocks, and it does some leather, which might be interesting to try that. And it does paper, but there's not a whole lot. It does some wood. It does duct tape, which is interesting. Foil tape. And let's see what else. Mostly just paper, artboard, glitter craft foam, that sort of thing. So we're going to choose craft board because I have this sheet of it's actually left over from when I cut out the stars. So I have this sheet, and it is a foil. This is called a foil. Let me just show it to you again. A foil sampler in a holographic neon. This came out last year too, I think. And it's really interesting. It's got a real like sea kind of effect to it. A great buy for 30 sheets of this in 5 different colors. So it's a great buy. It comes in like pink and an orange, and then like got a yellow, a green, and a blue. And they're really kind of a fun product to work with. And so here is a piece, and it's craft board, so it's nice and thick. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to get a mat, if I can get one here. Okay. Here's a mat, and I am going to stick this to the top of the mat, just like we would anything. And I'm going to choose craft board. I already did that, all right? So you'll notice on my screen that I need to put in the deboss tip. Again, this is for a maker, so this only works for maker, and this is just more informational if you don't have a maker. But so here's my tip, and just so that you know, the tip itself has a number 21 on it. That's how you can tell the distinction. And it goes onto this tool housing. It has like a plunger. You plunger it on. And then I'm going to bring you over here so you can see how this works. So it's going to go in this clamp B. And we're going to take out our blade with the housing, and we're going to put this in. We need to make sure that this part here, which is like kind of like a cog, needs to match up with that part there, like that. It's like a clockworks, you know. And then we're going to close it, put in our paper, and then we're going to hit go. Now this is a very interesting tool. It sort of stops in the middle of doing things, and I read that is to mitigate any damage or wear on the actual tool. I don't know, but whatever, you know, I believe him. It seems to me like it's just a little teeny tiny roller ball on there, and it doesn't seem, I don't know, like it could get damaged, but okay. So now it's doing the debossing, and you can't really see anything at this angle, but it's just going to do the inside deboss of that star. And then in a few seconds, when it's done, it is going to stop and tell me to take out the tool so it can finish the job, which is the cutting part of the job. So it's almost done. There we go. And you can't see my screen, but on my screen it says time to set up for the next step, which is open this clamp and take out my deboss tool, and then put my cutting tool back, or my housing. Make sure that this sort of neck or the collar there is flat with the actual clamp. You don't want to have it be up. This is useful information for everyone. You need it to be resting on that clamp arm sort of thing, and then we hit go, and it's going to cut out what it debossed, or the parts that are cut out for debossing. So it's really a simple, there's nothing really you need to do except just change out the pieces, but it's a really neat effect. I think I'd have to think about it some more to see how I can use it. And I think it would look really beautiful on, particularly like this thing for, like maybe if you were using patterned paper that had like kind of a similar thing, but you wanted to use an element of plain cardstock, that sort of thing. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to take it out. I made it real big so you can see. And there is our star. It's really big, isn't it? Ooh. And I like the way that the deboss and then that shiny material kind of works together. It catches the light, like right there. Like catches the light and really shows that. Okay. There's really nothing else to talk about in terms of deboss. It's the kind of thing where you have to play with it. And what I would suggest is, if you are using just plain cardstock, be aware that you need to use a quality piece of cardstock. This is not a super high quality piece of cardstock. It's kind of like, I think I got it from my Michael's haul, and I didn't like the way that this came out, but it also stuck to the back of my mat. Yeah, and there's a lot of possibilities. It's just the kind of thing that you just need to play around with. And so just to show you, there are limited things you can do it on. Here's vellum. Here's the glitter, which I am not that impressed with the glitter. Here is the craft board. Yep, that foil craft board. And then what else? We've got the plain cardstock. This is foil and plain cardstock. Okay, so I thought it would be kind of cool to do them in this blue. And maybe it would look different with a lighter color glitter. But I really kind of liked this. And I think, you like the glitter? I don't know. Not super impressed. I don't know. Maybe it's a lighter glitter. A layer, right. It's like a layer of design that would be added to a card. Sort of like it's not like a pop feature, like that's going to really like, whoom, just, cause your card to pop. But it's a nice depth feature, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. But just to point out, Leilani is saying maybe use the light grip mat, and that's a possibility. But just to point out, because this deboss it just pushes in, right? It's making an indent in there instead of our traditional emboss, which is like lifting up of the paper. And I think all that pushing, depending on the cardstock you use, this is a quality cardstock, this one not so much. I think this one came out much better, and it doesn't feel as flimsy as this one. So I know I'm not super impressed on so someone said, I think it was Diana said, can't really see this on the glitter. I'll try it on a lighter color glitter so you can see. But yeah, it is definitely embossed or debossed on there, but it's kind of hard to see. I suppose on a card it wouldn't be hard to see, but I really do like it on this kind of craft board. It just seems to really pop for me. So okay. All right, everyone. That's it for today. It's a short one. I wish I could spend more time with you today. Some people use watercolor paper. Oh. Hi, Karen. No, Karen, this is a project just for the maker because it uses this deboss tool that's part of that adaptive tool system. I love the idea of watercolor, where then you could then go back and color in the parts, right? Okay, so that's it for today. I know it's kind of a weird week because of the holiday, but we're still going to have some fun. I hope you can join me again tomorrow. I'm not sure. I had an idea in my head what we were going to do for a project, but I've forgotten it now. So so I will tell you later on. No, it's not raised. It is not, so you can't, you could mirror it, but it's not on the other side. Do you see that? Okay. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, craft board. Interesting. I'm going to try that. So it's just something to play around with, and it's sort of a lot of fun to just, if you have that opportunity. I haven't figured out yet how to incorporate it into a project, but when I do, I'll let you know. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow. All right, see you later. Bye. Thank you.